Okie dokie. Today we're here with Vanessa from VVS Portrait Photographer. How are you going, Vanessa?
Great, Craig. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Okay, so obviously I've the name of your business name I've just read out for your business is your business, but if you want to actually just tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, I'm Vanessa. I have a headshot and portrait photography business, which is basically covering headshots for actors, models, business people, entrepreneurs, companies, um, book authors. I'm just trying to think who else comes to me. There's if you ever need a headshot, basically, I'm the person to come to. I could never get away from portraits as well because I do love taking portraits of people, which can be kids, adults, pets, but I try not to. I just keep branching out. And the big thing that I do with portraits now is my 40 over 40 project, which is a makeover portrait session for women over the age of 40. The end result, they get a complete makeover in my studio, and they get a photo session, they get a portrait print with the digital image. But the best thing is they also get a copy of my magazine that I produce. Hold on 2 seconds. That I produce as part of that project. Now the magazine it's cool. And it has everybody in it that is part of the project. Also, this is an old one, but this one here, I'm
Yep.
not sure if you can
See
see it
bits
very
and
well
pieces.
because I've got that blurred
Yeah,
backdrop on.
that's right. Might put a attach a photo of that in like we've got a photo of one of those, so we might
Yeah.
attach that in with the post. Yeah.
So that's basically what I am doing currently.
Yep. No worries. Now you're based on the Gold Coast, but that doesn't limit your um, area that you service. You have clients come to you from um, like a greater area than the Gold Coast too, don't you?
No, definitely. So I've had people come from Adelaide, people come from, I'm not entirely sure, but it's the very south of New South Wales on
Yep.
the western side.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of it. I just booked a lady in the other day. She's from uh, Coonabarabran.
Yep. Yep.
Coonabarra.
Coonabarabran. Yep.
Not 100% sure where that is, but it's definitely not on the Gold
Yep.
Coast.
No, no, that's actually
Oh,
central West New South Wales. So,
well, there you go. Victoria, I've had people come from Tasmania. I've had people a lot come from Toowoomba, Bundaberg, a lot from Brisbane, Ipswich, like basically everywhere. And a lot of these women, a lot of these are women
yep.
coming for the 40 over 40 project.
Yep. Cool. Cool. Um, all right, might touch on that again in a moment, but now, how long have you been doing the photography business?
So the actual business side, I think I started a proper business 2002. Professionally, I started my career in 98 or 99.
Yep.
And as for taking photos, I would have started in
Long time ago.
1988,
Yep, right. So it's
1987
it's
even.
it's so it's been pretty much a lifelong passion for you. So
It's basically all I know how to do.
yeah.
So, yeah, this is, that's it.
Was there
Lifelong.
anything in particular that drew you to photography?
I guess my dad was a photographer,
Yep.
so might have something to do with it. So I grew up basically from a young age, like under 10. I basically grew up in a dark room. So my dad always had a dark room. Um, and every day after school, I wasn't huge on sports as
Yep.
such. but we always had a dark room, whatever house we had.
Yeah.
I remember in my teens, I would straight after school head up onto the dark room, under the house into the dark room.
Yep.
And that would be me
Yeah.
playing around, just and most of it self-taught, because when I actually had photography teachers, I kind of knew everything, and not, you know, I'd learned it myself.
Yep. Yeah. You weren't learning anything new from them, so
No.
no. You probably learned from the best anyway. You said learning from your dad and watching what he did, so
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. That's the good. Now, just on that 40 over 40, how long have you been? How long have you been doing that? Like, how long have you been running that project for?
And that's been about the last I think 3 years. I think I
Yep.
started in 2020, 21 or 2020.
Yep. No, that's
Um,
good.
and it's great. This is the third one that I'm
Yep.
doing now.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, it's been great. And everybody that comes out of it is as cliched as it sounds. I always get the same thing. Wow, that was so empowering. I feel different. I feel really confident. Everybody says the same thing. So they all thought it would be a lot scarier.
Yep.
They all thought they couldn't do it. They all
Yep.
thought they were unphotogenic.
Yep.
And they all come away going, wow, that was an amazing experience. I loved it. I love the way, well, they love that I'm so funny in front of. So I bring out a natural laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just feel confident and empowered, which is a
Yep.
really important thing. And it's a big step towards doing so many other things for them.
Yep.
So yeah.
Very good. So I think I actually said to you in a conversation we had recently, like I love the idea of that. I've never seen anything like that ever anywhere else before.
Yeah.
And I think it's an amazing thing. So definitely an amazing project. So,
Thank you.
but yeah. All right. I want to just touch on a couple other things, like not regarding your business, but I guess regarding the business. So, just some generalized questions. So, has there ever been any times or any moments where you've just felt like throwing in the towel? I think I know the answer to this, because I think we've all got it the same answer to this. But yeah, has there ever been any of those times where you just
There has and there hasn't. I'm a really stubborn person, and stubborn in the way like, nah, I'm gonna do it. Nah,
yep,
I don't care what anyone else is saying. I'm just gonna do it. I
yep,
don't care that it's not working. I don't care I'm not getting clients. I'm gonna keep doing it. So I don't know if I've actually ever sort of said, ah, that's it. I want to do
yep,
something else. I always just kind of go, all right, I've got to change something. I know it sounds, I don't know, sounds weird, but I think because this is all I really know is taking photos.
yep,
What else would I do?
yep,
You know, if I said today, I'm going to throw the towel in, who's going to hire me?
yeah,
I barely, I haven't worked for somebody since, I don't know, the early 2000s, for like 20 years at least.
yeah,
So I wouldn't know how to work for somebody.
yeah. No, that's
So
right.
I think I give myself that as not an option.
Yeah.
So
No,
instead of saying, "No, this isn't working, I want
yep,
to throw the towel in," I'm like, okay, well, what can I do differently? Like
yeah,
seriously, what else can I do here?
yep. Well, there's a second part to that question, which you sort of pretty much answered anyway. So, what kept you going? And you've pretty much said that. Like, for one, your
I'm a stubborn,
stubbornness. Yeah.
yeah,
And the second one is you haven't worked for somebody else as an employee for 20 odd years. So, who's going to hire you? So, you don't know anything else. So, yeah, they pretty much answered that. So, yeah. Um, all right. So, just reading through my list of questions here. So, um, what would some of the biggest challenges you face when starting out your business? Or if you can sort of think of any, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced?
So for this business, which I think a lot of people will relate to, this VDS portrait. So I actually had a little bit of a hiatus for a few years while I had children. And in that time, I was one of the last photographers to actually change from film to digital.
Yep.
Again, I think that's that stubbornness. And having that break, it was only a few years, but everything had really gone digital, marketing, Facebook, Instagram, all that sort of thing that I wasn't really involved in anyway. And then starting this business up, I went, right, I've got to get online. I've got to put myself on beforehand, especially when I was doing weddings. I'd go to a wedding and pick up 3 weddings, an engagement, a family portrait, like all in the one wedding. I never had to advertise.
Yep.
So that was like a really big thing for me.
Yep.
But having to be online, not the photography and the digital photography and all that aspect, that was fine. It was the marketing and
Yep.
having to actually, be the face of the business and
Yep.
be in front of people and things like that. That I struggled with a lot.
So, okay, so that was a struggle you had then going from like the word of mouth and your work doing that to actually advertising, marketing yourself. How did you overcome, like, what is there anything you did in particular that helped you overcome that? Or you just sort of, once again, your stubbornness, I've got to do this. Or was there anything in particular that helped you get through that and overcome any of that uncertainty or those challenges?
I think I just watched a ton of YouTube videos of how to.
Yeah.
And I did pretty well. I still, a lot of my business is still word of mouth.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm.
but yeah, I think I just went stupid and just
Yep.
tried to learn as much as I possibly could about it.
Yep.
And well, I'm pretty good on socials now. I wasn't 5, 6 years ago. So yeah, I think YouTube the same.
Yeah, a conversation I had with another business owner recently, and they had the same thing, YouTube, and
Yeah.
like, YouTube's a wonderful thing. There's so many people out there that use their brain and put those out, like tutorial videos out for, I guess you could say,
For
for us
people like
dummies.
me. Yeah.
Well, hey, I think we've all used YouTube to look at something or other. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever, or do you use the services of a coach or a mentor? Have you ever had a coach, like through a business coach or a mentor? And if so, did you find that useful, or how did you find that beneficial, useful?
So I've had both.
Yep.
And when I first started back up, I had a couple of mentors.
Yep.
They were women. They were women, which was good. It was they were in the States, so I had to do everything online.
Yep.
But that was really, really helpful
Yep.
because again, what I didn't learn on YouTube, especially for online marketing, they taught me.
Yep.
Just little, even just little things like what software to use and
Yep.
how to use CRMs, things like that. Because I just had in the old days,
Yep.
I had a calendar and I'd mark people in the calendar and I'd ring them before the day and that was it.
Yep.
Now everything's automated.
Yep.
I have all my CRM does everything for me. It took a lot to set up. So yeah, that mentors helped. And then last year I did use a business coach
Yep.
who helped me a lot with ideas more than anything.
Yep.
She's great. So yeah, I've used both.
Yep. So for anybody that's either in their infancy with business or at a stage where they're they might be stuck, they're hitting a brick wall, or whatever the case may be. Would you recommend like a coach or a mentor, like engaging the service of a business coach, or a coach of some sort, or or finding a mentor? Would you recommend that for people?
Yeah, 100%. So when I was actually, I think I would have been like 18 or so, starting wedding photography.
Mm.
I remember, and I feel really bad because for the life of me, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was an older wedding photographer on the coast back when I was 18. So we're
Yep.
talking a long time ago. And I just went up to him and said, "Look, can I just shadow you,
Yep.
basically? Can I just follow you around?" I didn't say shadow. I said, "Can I assist you for free?" And I did a heap of weddings with him and learned everything.
Mm.
He was great. I could take photos and I could talk to people, but that was all I had. So he
Yep.
taught me everything else.
Yep.
That I wouldn't have been able to start without something like that. So I
Yep.
highly recommend
Yeah.
find somebody that's really good
Yep.
and get them to show you for sure.
Not very good. Very good. Okay. What else have I got here? Questions all over the place here. What
Come on,
what would
brain.
you say your biggest why would be? Like for being in business or keeping going, or like even today, what would your biggest why be?
Said it a few times, but I'm a stubborn ass. So my why would be I don't want to give up.
Yep.
And I have two kids who I am a role model to.
Yep.
So I guess I want to show them when it gets hard, all that sort of stuff, how not to give up and how to work through things
Yep.
or change things to make it better. So yeah,
Yep.
they'd be my why.
Yep. No, cool. Cool. Another one. Now, I know you're pretty heavy on socials, like you cross socials everywhere. Now, not asking this because of that, but would you, for businesses that aren't very big on socials, that they're not consistently like posting on socials, would you recommend that is a very wise decision to do, like to be very present on socials, like in
Yeah,
today's world, compared to like 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
yeah, definitely. This everything relies on social media. Even if somebody asked me this today, where I got my business from, and I don't necessarily get a heap from there,
Mm.
but my presence is on there, and people know me from, being on there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
for sure. It's really
Yeah.
important, I think.
Yeah, that sort of smart business move, like smart businesses decision to be present on
Yeah,
socials. Yeah,
be everywhere.
yeah,
People will see you then.
yeah. No, that's right.
Yep.
No, because I personally, I do come across some businesses that they're there because they think, oh well, it's the thing to do, but then they're not consistent. So it's just
Yeah.
also
They
help
post
people.
every now and then.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always check out a business, and I kind of, I don't know, I guess it's a bit judgmental, but I gauge what they're like by, when was their last post? And some of them are
yeah,
like 2019, or they post once a year. And yeah, it's not
yeah.
consistent. You can't find anything out about them that way.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you said that, because that's something that it goes towards their credibility.
Yeah.
And as a business, yeah, it doesn't show good
Yep.
credibility if they're, very hit and miss. So no, that's good. I
Yeah.
appreciate you saying that, actually. Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so one other one. I just had it and I've lost it. Sorry. What would be one piece of advice? What would you what would be one strong piece of advice you'd recommend us or say to someone if they were, I guess, in a position where they're looking at starting a business, or they've just started a business, and obviously, you know yourself, when you're starting out, things get very tough. what would be one bit of advice you would give to someone as a business owner for many years? Yeah.
Have a good support network would be a big one. Like just having people on your side, basically supporting you.
Yep.
And yeah, it's the big thing, support and as we just said, consistency.
Yep.
Just consistency with everything you're doing.
Yep.
And it's not going to work like that. Well, it might, it's awesome if it does, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. So persistence.
Yep. That's very good.
I've really got a don't give up attitude. I've really got that. And I really don't give up.
Yep. No,
You never know.
that's it.
Like you could do this for 6 months and just go, nah, it's not worth it.
Yep.
But on that 6 month and one day, it'd all turn around.
Yep.
But if you gave up,
Absolutely.
you don't know that. So
That's right. That's it. Tomorrow could be the day. You just got to keep thinking it. Tomorrow could be that day. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, very good. All right. Well, we might wrap that up at that. So thank you very much for taking part of this and being involved with this.
My pleasure.
And just on that note, for everybody, like all the members in the group, any women over 40, or if you know a woman over 40, jump onto Vanessa's socials and check out the 40 over 40 project. Now, this is running from now till when?
Till the end of July.
Okay,
And
so
then we produce the magazine. So we have a big magazine launch and an exhibition in
yep.
September, which is really fun.
Yep,
It's good
cool.
fun. It's good. We get all the women together, have a few drinks, have lots of laughs, and
Yep.
it's great, mate.
Oh, very good. All right. So, yeah, as I said, any women that are over 40, or if you know a woman over 40 that could do with basically a nice I guess, how would you say, like a session for yourself.
Self-care package.
There you go. Yeah, check out Vanessa's socials and reach out to her. But get in quick because it fills up pretty fast. So,
Yeah.
all right then, no worries. All right, thank you very much, Vanessa. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Craig.
No worries.